Welcome to day 5 of our Bahamas basketball virtual camp. This is the advanced edition. You've made it all the way through the week, so give yourself a pat on the back. Today, we'll be working on post moves. As I said in the beginners, post moves are good for any player, whether you be a guard or a big. And again, like I said before, please, if you're doing these advanced sessions, work on the beginner stuff too. Because maybe some of the things there you might need to put some extra work in on. So right now, for today's workout, we'll be working from the mid post. In the beginner's workout, we work from the low post. So today will be mid post or high post area. With that being said, let's get right into it. For today's first workout, we're going to be working on our post spin. So with this, we're going to take a few steps back, okay? We're going to spin the ball out to ourselves, up, catch on two, nice and athletic. And we're going to take our inside foot, and we're going to go all the way around, tap the basket, okay? Same thing going right, pass it up, catch, take this foot now, and sit around, okay? So when you do this, make sure that you get your feet, or your toes even, pointing towards the basket. Because if you don't, what happens is, you go here, and now you're taking the angle. You want to be able to spin right off that defender's shoulder. So we're here, you might be playing up on us a little bit too much, and we spin, go into the basket. Try to get your layup in 1 or 2 dribbles, depending on if you're in the mid post or high post. And if you don't know what the mid post and high post is, the high post is pretty much here from the elbow to elbow. The mid post is around this area, generally right around here, okay? So you can go from wherever you want. I want you to go to the middle and towards the baseline for every exercise. 10 to 20 reps each way, or you can go for time. Next up, we have our post spin with a spin counter. So what we're going to do, same setup, we're going to toss the ball out to ourselves, catch on 2 feet. The reason this is important, as I said earlier, in the beginner's workout, you want to be able to pivot off of either foot or turn each way, wherever you feel is easier at that moment. Okay, you don't want to go a step into it, you want to, and now you limit your options. Okay, we want to keep as many options open as we can, especially when you play at higher levels and they have scout reports on you. They know your tendencies, so they might be playing you to do what you like to do. So maybe you might have to get away from that a little bit. So again, let's catch on 2. We're going to go into our post spin again. So we're going to take our outside foot, we're going to spin. As we go here, we put the ball down. Boom. I see he cuts my line. So now I'm going to take another spin, 1, 2, and then finish at the basket. Same thing going the opposite way. Catch, spin, not there, 1, 2, and finish. If you don't have a basket, I didn't say it, but if you didn't have it, if you don't get it by now, we want to shoot ghost shots, okay, or ghost layups. If you have a basket, feel free to finish at the basket. You can finish almost any way you want. Right now, I prefer the outside hand, but it's up to you. You're going for 10 to 20 reps each way, on each side, or for time. Next, we have our face-ups. A face-up is a good skill to have in the high or mid-post area, especially because you have a little bit more space to make your drive rather than in the low post where you're so close to the basket where most times you'll end up having to reverse. So right now we're going to go same pass it out to ourselves. Down on 2. If I want to go left, I'm going to use a reverse pivot to go either way. But if I want to go left, I want to take my left foot, reverse pivot, I want to rip through and go. Okay? Same thing going right. I will catch. I want to reverse pivot with my right now. I'm going to go through. With this, you can rip through high or low, depending on how your defender is playing you. I would prefer low because that way you're already low enough to get lower than your defender on your drive. Okay, so you should be able to get to the basket in one dribble on this. So be here, go, good. I can get into a little 1-2 gather, usually with the outside hand for a nice strong finish. And I can do the same thing going the opposite way. Go here, I rip, and I finish. Okay? You can play with this from any part of the mid post or the high post, whether you want to be right in the middle of the free throw line, on the elbows, or on the lane lines. It's perfectly fine. Gonna go 10 to 20 reps each way, on each side, or you can go for time. Next, we have our face up into a jab step, into a jump shot, okay? So with this, we just worked on our face up drives. So now we're gonna work on our jab step. So if the defender takes my drive away, I can just jab and I can pull up. Okay, so up to it, gonna reverse pivot. If he goes backwards, okay, now I have space. I just stop, stand my feet, and I shoot it. Okay? Same thing going the opposite way. Catch, I face, he goes, I step, and I shoot. Okay? The key to this is to still go just like you're about to drive. Make sure you're getting your shoulders low. Make sure you're still ripping the ball through when you jab. Okay? Don't just be a robot and just stay up and stiff. Make sure you're still getting low, you're ripping, isn't there, I step back and I shoot. If the shot isn't there, you can always pump fake and then get into a drive right out of that. If you don't have a basket, shoot go shots obviously. Gonna go 10 to 20 reps each way on each side, all for time. Next up, we have our face up, jab and drive. So with this, we'll be doing the same face up we just worked on and the same jab step we just worked on, but instead of shooting out of it, we're gonna drive. So this time, if we face up, we face, okay, and we jab, and that defender cuts us, instead of going backwards, we can jab, and we can drive to the cross step, and get to the basket for a layup. All right? Same thing going the opposite way. Go, you face up, jab, and we drive to our cross step, go to the basket on the other way. 10 to 20 reps each way on each side, or you can go for time. Next up, we're going to work on our post fade. I know a lot of coaches don't want you to shoot a fadeaway shot, but this is a great shot to have, especially in the post. Even if your coach doesn't want you to shoot it, it's good just to put in your game so that you get a feel for your body and being able to shoot out of different characteristics, different footwork. Okay? So right now we're going to go. We're going to toss it out to ourselves. We're going to catch nice and low. And with this, we're just going to pivot right into our fadeaway. So we're going to take this outside foot. If I want to turn left, I'm going to go here. I'm going to keep this ball on my right side. I'm going to step, but I don't want to face all the way up. So I don't want to go and turn here. You shoot it. Okay? I want to just turn about halfway. I want to keep my shoulders in line to the basket. So when I turn, I want to go here, kind of stepping away from the basket. My shoulders are now in line to the basket, and I want to push and shoot. Okay? So when I do this, I want to be able to get separation from my defender. So I want to go here, I step, and I push, and I shoot that. Okay? So right now I'm a lefty. So right now when you go left, if you're a lefty, my hand is already squared to the basket, so I don't have to turn. When I go to my right, it'll be different. So for you right-handers, when you go to your left, it'll be like this. So I'm going to go here and catch. I still want to turn here, shoulders to the basket, and push. But when I push, I have to square up in the air. Okay, so it's a little bit more difficult going to the opposite way. So it's here, boom, I step, and I square in the air. When you do this, make sure that you're getting your feet wide on your pivot. So don't just pivot right here. You almost want to step out. Okay, it's like you're reaching away from your defender to get that space. Then you have to push off that foot. That's what's going to give you your space. If you turn right here and you try to push, you won't make as much space. So make sure that you're going and you're stepping, you're staying at this angle, pushing away, and then you got to swing in the air. That's a very advanced skill to have, but it's a great skill to have. So if you master that, you can get a shot off at any time. Going to go 10 to 20 reps each way, on each side, or you can go for time. For our last workout of the day, we're going to channel that inner Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. So what we're going to do, we're going to work on our post spin to a shimmy to a fadeaway. So what we're going to do, we're going to toss the ball out to ourselves again, catch on two, going to post spin like we did earlier, we're going to hop, and we're going to lift both feet up and we hop. Okay, so watch that again, catch it, I post spin, I go, I half spin, all right, I lift both feet up. Okay, I don't want to pivot on this foot. So when I take this dribble and I spin, I don't want to just pivot. I want to lift both of my feet up. So I want to go, I want to lift. Now I don't have a pivot foot. So now from here, I'm going to look, left, right, and I'm going to turn back and fade away. Then I'll do the same thing when I want to turn the opposite way. I'm going to go, I'm going to spin. Hop, boom, I look left, I look right, I can just go right away off this first right look, or I can look back left one more time, step, and fade. Same thing going the opposite way. Catch, I go, boom, I lift, I look, turn, and shoot, or I go, catch, spin, lift, look, turn, and shoot. Okay? Want to get 10 to 20 reps, going each way, on each side, or you can go for time. That concludes day 5 of our Bahamas basketball camp. These drills, we want you again to work on them every day, okay? You can never get too much skill work. Work on them every day. Even if you're not good at them, once you get good, you'll start to feel more accomplished with yourself and you'll know that your game is getting better. With that being said, I'm giving you guys some bonus content that you can also work on, so feel free to go ahead and get those workouts in also. It was great having you guys here. We hope to see you next year.